I'd played in a cup final for Preston and became the youngest player to play in a cup final, and I think that, you know, there's a lot of interest after that by the then first division clubs. But Harry Catterick came in and agreed to deal with Preston, and I signed, and I was accepted by the fans because I was linked with Liverpool for such a long time, and everyone thought I was going to Liverpool. I mean, first of all, you had to win over your players, I felt, if you're joining a new club. The players had to accept you, you had to prove your worth, and then you had to prove your worth to the fans after that. And thankfully, you know, that happened fairly quickly.
Right half Kendall was unmarked and volleyed in a tremendous shot.
The derby matches, I mean, they meant so much. After your first derby experience, coming from a different part of the country, you understand what it means to a local lad, you know, and if you won, naturally they were ecstatic, everyone was pleased, but the local lads would be ecstatic, and if they lost, then they would be so much more disappointed until you realise and you bet it in and knew how much of an importance it was to get the right result in a derby game. The week building up, there would be a line of cars outside the training ground at Belfield, people wanting tickets, you know, and trying to contact the players. We used to change them for suit lengths, you know, and have the suit lengths made up and swap tickets for them. But I mean, you just sensed an atmosphere all week, really. Individually, you knew how much it meant to yourself as well, to impress the fans. Well, I joined in '67. I think it would be '68 the first experience that I had. They were played at a greater pace than the normal game. You used to say 100 miles an hour. I think it was even quicker than that. You know, especially the early stages of a derby game, where, you know, the players were going out there and they wanted the opposing team or the players they were up against to know they were in a game.
Good break across field here by Kendall to Harvey to Morrissey. Royal and Ball at the back of the box, Whittle in the middle, there's Royal again. It's there, Joe Royal!
And I think they were really hard games. You know, when you think you've got the likes of your Tommy Smiths and people like that playing for Liverpool, you know you're in for a hard game and you've got to look after yourself. Thankfully, I mean, I did okay and scored the winning goal at the Gladys Street end, so I mean, immediately you're accepted by the fans. Well, I think when I went to Everton in '81, I mean, I think that they were struggling near the bottom of the table the season before, and I knew changes would have to be made, and I made some changes which were successful and some others weren't successful, but we managed to finish about 8th in the league. But then things started to go wrong at the start of the '83-'84 season, and gates were down, there was leaflets going around Goodison Park, Kendall out, Carter out, so there was pressure on my job at that particular time. But fortunately enough, it came at the end of that season that we were actually playing Liverpool in the Milk Cup final. I think it gave the Everton supporters really faith in the team, and which they hadn't had for a while. In fact, I mean, I know we felt we were robbed. I think Alan Hansen deliberately handled the ball, and I think the referee was the only person in the ground that didn't see it. We may have won it, but I think looking back on it, not to lose was the most important thing to us on the day, because we were trying to catch up to Liverpool. Liverpool were the best at that time, and we were trying to catch up with them, and I think it gave the fans a belief that we were on our way there. And then we went on to win the FA Cup. So the season really turned round from about December onwards.
Richardson. And here he is again. And the cross headed half away. And Stephen Sharp. And a goal for Everton by Graham Sharp. Stephen again. Gray and Sharp waiting in the centre. And Gray is closing in here. Oh, and Sherwood didn't collect, and the goal is given.
I think that was a tremendous confidence booster, because to actually win something and to come back on an open-top coach and see all those Evertonians out there in their thousands, I mean, that was absolutely incredible. And to taste the success of Wembley and the FA Cup, I think did the players the world of good, because they said, well, let's have a bit more of that. I mean, winning the FA Cup doesn't mean to say that you've got the best. Winning the league, you are the best. And what I did say after that FA Cup victory against Watford in '84 was, we've got to prove that we are the best, and we've got to go on and win the league, and that's what we did.
Was it you all along, pulling strings behind the scenes, pulling memories from my dreams as inspiration? I was holding out for more, disappointment waiting for me at the door, holding a bag for the collection. Heaven has stolen you away, and I need a new direction. 24 hours in the day, praying for your protection. Though we are apart, you left your footprints on my heart. Behind platitudes and trying to be polite. Well, I met the one you sent to meet me, and you guessed it all first time. Led me to the love I thought I'd left behind. Heaven has stolen you away, and I need a new direction. 24 hours in the day, praying for your protection. Though we are apart, you left your footprints on my heart. Time won't spread the weight of doing it alone, and I won't ever feel changed. I hope you see that I've grown into your mold, into your mold. So come home, so come home, come home, come home, come home.
You walk in the dressing room and you see the famous players around you. You know, I was only 20 years of age, and there was household names around you in the dressing room, and I think that was the thing that really hit me. Harry Catterick, when he signed me in the car park at Preston, turned around and said, "Well, welcome to the big time." I think this is what everybody's been looking forward to, really, just seeing the fans when you're near in Wembley and actually getting out there and letting the fans see you.
I was winding the boss up saying, "I've got another kissogram here," and I said, "I'm only joking." And he just got his own back at me. He got a 22-stone kissogram, and she actually picked me up and kissed me. She picked me and Adrian Heath up at once, so she must have been a big girl.
Was she pretty?
Oh, she was a darling. One of the Grafton girls, I think.
Harry Catterick, when when he signed me, he turned around and said, "Well, welcome to the big time, big time, big time."
Graham, we arrived at Goodison today looking forward to a really good game of football, and it's been overshadowed with the loss of Howard Kendall.
Yeah, it has. You know, everybody always looks forward to the Manchester United game, and I think everybody would have come here today, you know, really looking forward to it. But you know, really sad news. Saw Howard at the last game against Liverpool. You know, he was in good fettle as always, along with Lily, his wife. So devastating news this morning. Devastating.
You knew him well. What did you like most about him?
Howard was a fun guy, you know, a character, but as a manager, very good. I think his record speaks for itself. You know, the most successful time in Everton's history was when Howard was at the helm. Great manager to play for. He was just a great guy. You know, he believed in team spirit, and the lads enjoyed themselves, but also made sure the lads worked extremely hard. And I think all the players had the utmost respect for him. And even in his second and third spells back, you know, okay, didn't go as well as the first time, but I think everybody who played under him wouldn't have a bad word to say for him. Just spoke to Duncan before, who obviously was close to him as well, so it's going to be a hard afternoon today.
He was so well loved within Goodison Park that the fans today will give him a warm reception.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the fans will look forward to this game anyway, but I think it just gives a little bit extra significance now, and it's sadly for Howard passing. He'll forever be in Evertonians' thoughts, and today hopefully the lads can put on a show that Howard would have been proud of.
Browning. Now earlier today, everybody associated with Everton was devastated to learn of the passing of one of the finest players ever to pull on the Everton jersey, and the greatest manager in the history of our club. A league title winner as a player and a Premier League title winner as a manager, Harry Kendall was a giant of Everton Football Club. He has been taken from us at the age of 69. There will now be a minute's applause in memory of Howard. It will be the end of the referee's whistle. Everybody associated with Everton was devastated to learn of the passing of one of the finest players ever to belong in the Everton.
Goodison Park, the home of Everton Football Club, as Howard Kendall made one final journey past the ground and the people to whom he gave so much. His journey ended at Liverpool Cathedral.
But he was certainly a man's manager, and the one thing I'd say about him, I mean, it was great to play under him, but on the football park it was great, but it was good on the social side as well, and that's one of the good things about it.
Fondest memories as a young player was, you know, he was like a father-like figure to all of the younger players coming through, you know, arm round the shoulder when we needed it.
I've said it before, is the first trophy, the FA Cup final, walking down the steps and just seeing him smile. And that'll live with me forever.
Which was full to its 1,500 capacity, with many hundreds more outside. Both Everton and Liverpool fans among them. Kendall won the old First Division title as a player and twice more as their manager. Some of his players raised a smile today when they remembered him.
I come back from Mexico, I'd lost a lot of weight. He called me in the office, he says, "You're not right." I says, "You're right." He opened a can of Guinness, he gave me it. Honestly, he says, "You need to get your strength." And I said, "All right, take that with you." So I look around in his little office and there's 3 cates of Guinness stacked there. Needless to say, I took them and I got my strength back.
And many remembered his razor-sharp wit, for example when he once signed a player of Jewish origin.
A journalist from the Daily Mirror asked Howard if the player was an Orthodox Jew. Howard said, "What has that got to do with him doing his job?" "Well," said the journalist, "if he's Orthodox, he can't play on a Saturday." Howard said, "I've got 1 or 2 of those now."
It was a service that reunited many, including Sir Alex Ferguson and Wayne Rooney, a teenage star at the club, all who'd come to say goodbye to one of Everton's greatest sons, Howard Kendall. Ian Payne, ITV News, Liverpool.
I suppose that there are those who'll say he had it easy, had it made in fact, before he'd even begun. But they don't know the things I know. I was always with him. It may sound strange, we were more than friends. It's hard to tell the truth when no one wants to listen, when no one really cares what's going on. And it's hard to stand alone when you need someone beside you. Your spirit, your faith must be strong. What one man can do is dream. What one man can do is love. What one man can do is change the world and make it young again. Here you see what one man can do. As shaded as his eyes might be, that's how bright his mind is. That's how strong his love for you and me. A friend to all the universe, grandfather of the future, everything that I would like to be. What one man can do is dream. What one man can do is love. What one man can do is change the world and make it new again. Here you see what one man can do. What one man can do is dream. What one man can do is love. What one man can do is change the world and make it work again. Here you see what one man can do.